unedited and unrehearsed. I try to give you a very, like, or a weekend night when you have a small group of friends. Hello, welcome to another episode of Cooking in the Raw. I'm your host, Laura Shelby, aka Shell, and today is all about Lent. So I'm doing another seafood dish for the celebration, or in honor of, I should say, Lent. I'm going to be working with Atlantic cod, and I'm going to do homemade fish sticks. Now I'm trying a new technique here. Now you know how we do it on Cooking in the Raw. If it fails, it's a bust, okay? So what I'm going to do here, I'm doing a standard breading technique. And the standard breading technique consists of flour. In this case, I'm using extra virgin olive oil and breadcrumbs. And normally you would use egg or egg white and water. Or you could use a mixture of mayonnaise or mustard or something. It's something to help the breadcrumbs to adhere to whatever it is you're breading. But I'm going to try extra virgin olive oil because during Lent, it's not about meat. Okay? It's about seafood, it's about grains, it's about vegetables and fruit. Let's get this party started. So I'm going to start by getting some nice even slices on my cod here. Now, also what's going to be unique about this cod is that these fish sticks, I'm going to bake them in the oven. So I have my oven set at a temperature of 450 degrees. So we're probably talking about 10 to 12 minutes of cooking time. But we shall soon see. So I'm going to cut some nice even strips here. These are going to be kind of chunky. But we're trying to get them nice and even for even cooking times. They all cook the same. So I'm going to cut these in half. So you can see there, nice, simple strip. Alright, then we'll cut this one in half. And this is something you can make for your kids. You know, just a very nice treat. You know what, I'm trying to get people or encourage people to start cooking at home again. You know, you hear so many things about food these days, you know, poison in this. This is called a poison, forget what they're putting in it. But different types of poisons are being used to preserve or to prepare foods. But you know what? Start doing it yourself, then you know exactly what's going into your system here. And doing these fish sticks, it's so simple and not as time consuming as you may think. You know, I'm just cutting up the fish now, but you can cut the fish earlier. The great thing about it, you do it one day, get it all breaded, stick it, or lay it down on the sheet pan, put it in the freezer, and let it freeze. So you just take out as you need it. Ah, trick. A couple more slices here. Nice. I tell you this, I hope this works. Because if this doesn't work, that's going to be funny. Works great for the show. So now, we get a little bit of flour. And we'll make sure it's nice and coated in flour. And this builds like a under coating. Now, what you don't want to do is get both your hands covered in flour and things. So you have to keep one hand clean. So I'm starting this one. This is going to be my wet hand. And then this will become my dry hand. So we go here into, let's get my pan here. It's an assembly line. Into the oil, get that nice and coated. Let the excess drip off. And then into the breadcrumbs. If that sticks, boy, woo-hoo, this is boss. So far so good. And there you go. Very simple. Set it on the pan here. Now, we go flour. Let's do it now. Let's get this process going. Flour. Get it all nice and coated. Shake off the excess. Now you can deep fry these, but again, I want to be a little bit more health conscious about it. So I'm going to cook them in the oven. Nice, nice, nice. Now this is something else that works great. So let's say you're trying to teach your kids how to prepare a dish. This is something you can all do together. I remember when my children were younger and I would try to have them in the kitchen and cooking things, because it's how I learned to cook. In the kitchen with my mother or my grandmother and preparing these simple dishes. Alright, coat that in the breadcrumbs. Now you can use panko breadcrumbs or Japanese breadcrumbs. You can create your own. You can use bought breadcrumbs. It's entirely up to you. Shake off the excess on the plate. Shake off the excess on the plate. Oil this one. In the crumbs. More flour here. So I'm going to make all of these. And I'm probably going to freeze some for when I get that kind of fish stick or fish desire. Alright. I'm going to do 3 more here. Then I'll get these in the oven and finish the rest off. Alright, simple flour. Alright, the oil. Now once you've used the flour and the oil and the breadcrumbs, throw them away. So kind of be mindful about how much you're going to use. You can always add, but you can't subtract, and you can't use it again because you just used a raw ingredient in this dish. Okay? So discard it, start over. You can't put it in the refrigerator and save it for another day. That was the old school of cooking. The new school of cooking, get rid of it. It's better to be safe than to be sorry later. There's another one. One more. Last one before it goes into the oven. So this is still going to be interesting, you know. Again, using olive oil as opposed to using egg. But you just need a liquid to help it to stick. Alright. Discard the gloves. And we'll keep our fingers crossed. And now when we go now. Set my watch timer. Alright, so let's peek in on our fish sticks and see how they're coming. It's now been like 8 minutes. I said like 10 to 12 minutes, so it's been 8 minutes at 450 degrees. We like to check things, you know, part ways through. Be sure you don't burn yourself. What I'm checking for is to see if they're firm, okay? So they still need some more time. I mean, just as if they were being fried, the flesh needs to be firm, you know, and flaky, okay? So that's going to still cook, and we'll come back. So it looks like the time has passed. We are ready to find out if they turned out. One thing I need to add, though, is make sure you spray your pan or even rub down some oil. I didn't do that, so hopefully it's not going to be such a bad thing. Oh, not too bad. Nice and golden. And let me grab some sriracha sauce on here. Let's see what we got here. Now you can let these firm up some more if you like. Get nice and crunchy. It's not going to have the same crunch as if you deep fried them, but it's going to be a lot better for you. Alright, let me take a little bit of sriracha. Let's take a little piece here. Oh, look, nice and flaky. dip. It's hot. Woo, hot. Whoa. Now that's a fish take. You can't go wrong by making your own fish sticks. Try to get yourself readjusted, reaccustomed to cooking at home. I'll see you next time on Cooking in the Raw. Bye now.